And my last question, if I may, is just a return to what I considered the most important thing in this interview, in what you told us about trust and how to develop trust between us, the humans.
Well, I think we need a technology of trust. The way we have a technology involving electrons and involving metallurgy and so many things, aeronautics. We need a technology. What do we trust? If I look back at, it's a study in New Guinea. It's really an interesting study, which I don't think we have the time to go through, but there were 3 tribes. Tribe A fought with Tribe B, and Tribe C was like Switzerland, had no opinions at all. And they had one person from one tribe and another person, and they gave one candy or cookies, and the question was, were they equitable? Did they share them? And even if you were from Tribe B that hated Tribe A, and your own guy, Tribe B, that wasn't equitable with the guy from the tribe you hate, you marked him down lower. You didn't have to be from Switzerland to do that. It's deep. And that sense of analogy, that sense of equity, that sense of equality and, in a way, justice, is something you see in the very first form of attraction between people, where we are attracted more to symmetrical members of our species. Yes. If someone is missing an arm, or they smile like that, or anything like that, they're not as attractive prima facie. They may be more attractive when you talk to them for a couple of minutes, But we have an innate preference, it seems, for the circle, for something that is quite equal in every point. You might say justice or equality, but it really runs deep. And it may be deep enough to be responsible for our love of analogy. It may be responsible for our love of categorizing. These 2 things are both nouns, grammar. It certainly is responsible for the equality you see in an equation. And it may be responsible for the solution to our political woe.
We certainly hope so. So let's say that you wrote a book on trust.
I did, yes.
And it is lesser known, actually.
Nobody knows. It's the only book I wrote I had to publish myself because my real publisher, W.W. Norton, wouldn't touch it. It's too much religion. We're not going near that. I don't make any conclusions about religion. Let people who believe. My God, it's a wonderful thing. What a unique thing. Even the higher apes don't touch it. Nobody else does it. They use tools. They don't have spiritual aspirations. But you don't need God for this. It's the title of my book is Trust, the Spiritual Impulse After Darwin. And the impulse is there. We'll use that word again, autochthonically. It just comes out of us. Like the light in our eyes. It's just there. Yeah. And we should respect it, possibly just because it's there. Maybe the great club we're all in is existence, and we should respect it.
Well, it seems that even during this AI revolution, the only area where there is no advancement so far is the hard problem of consciousness. So we have to start ask these questions. This is why I actually put these questions also to you. We need to look into what is inherently human.
As far as I see it, there are 3 different things people are looking for there, and they may not have much to do with them. One is alertness, being there so that if someone says there's a fire, you get up and run. Responsiveness, you could say. And then there's the one where you self-consciousness. You're aware of what you're doing. I mean, you don't expect a bull in a china shop to pay attention to the crockery. Yeah. They don't know any better. Yes. And the whole thing about being self-conscious is that you govern your behavior according to certain norms, and you're responsible for what you do. That's a legal or even pre-legal concept of assigning responsibility. And then there's a third part of consciousness, which I think is harder to define. If you are driving your car the same place you've always driven it, you might get to where you're going and not even remember where you passed that given corner. When you walk into this room, did you notice the transom on the floor? No, Does that mean if there were a child crawling there, you wouldn't have moved back? No, you would have done that. There's the conscious mind, which we're dealing with all the time and we're using right now while we speak.
Yeah.
There's the Freudian unconscious, which bubbles up and shows us all kinds of... But I think there's a massive level between the two where we relegate to this level things that don't require or don't merit our consciousness because we know them so well, and yet is extremely important for what we do. How do the words come out of your mouth? How do you know what to say next? You're not thinking them always. Sometimes you are, but usually you're not. They just come out, and yet they represent what you're thinking. How does that happen? That's that layer I'm talking about, and that's another form of consciousness on which we depend, and which we learn. In a way, we learn how to express it when we learn language. We learn how to say things that we may not even know ourselves till we hear ourselves say them.
Oh, beautiful.
So I think that's the problem of consciousness. It's three things braided together like a girl's hair.
Like a girl's hair, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Fishman, thank you so much once more.
What a pleasure to talk to you.
And I hope your practice and also your wisdom will continue to grow and develop with the help of AI as well.
Why not?
Maybe we go to the next level of integrative work, integrative medicine.
Any port in a storm, and we're surely in one.
So thank you once more for
Thank you.
everything
A
and
beautiful
for
interview.
inspiration. Thank you.